Good morning, everyone. Here we are again at the late morning break. It's really windy here at Winterbrook today. So it was a bit of a challenge doing some of the alpaca things this morning, but we did it. Okay, we're now on our 22nd round. This is the final round of the brim on this hat. And then after this, we'll be making the rosette. Excuse me. We've just chained one, and now we're going to do a single crochet all the way around this brim. And the pattern doesn't specify going in the back loop only on this round or both of them. I experimented a little. I like the look a little bit better by going through both of them. It seems to be a little more of a firm finish, so that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to start the single crochet here and just keep going through both of the loops all the way around. And we're not, needless to say, as this is the finishing round. Whoops, I'm going through the, yes, that's correct. As this is the finishing round, we don't have any increasing or decreasing or anything like that for this brim, so we'll just keep flowing along here. Yes, and you can see that that's making a nice firm finish, so we'll be all right on this. Let me just turn it a bit here. You know, I mentioned how meditative crochet is, and sometimes I like to do it just in complete silence, not even with any music or background on at all. And you know, if someone comes in the room and asks you a simple question, that doesn't destroy your rhythm or even your counting. For that matter, if it's got a simple yes/no answer, you know, something like, oh, I don't know, are there any more apples in the downstairs fridge, or something of that kind. You can say yes or no, or I don't know. And that doesn't destroy or disrupt even counting or anything of that kind. So. And there we are, coming around here. I'm going to turn this a little more. You know, the other day I was mentioning Dr. McDougall's book on the starch, entitled The Starch Solution, and how he found so many people improving their health on this kind of a diet. And I recalled after we talked about that he prints that in his books and he mentions it in many of his lectures and so on. And I'm certainly not suggesting that anybody do this one way or another. I'm not your physician. But I'm just sharing what I've read and worked with for many years. And I was reminded after we talked about that Dr. Clapper talks about that as well and says that's really that was really the basis of his going into plant-based nutrition. That many years ago he was, actually I think he was, I know, he was doing doing studies in anesthesiologist and realized he had been in, I think he had been in a kind of a general practice before that, and then went to specialize in anesthesiology. And he was originally disillusioned somewhat with the state of health of people not improving as he thought they should, and so he was going to go into anesthesiology. But then he talks about, and you've maybe heard this, but he has lectured on this and written on this as well, that, that in the midst of watching, because he was there as the anesthesiologist, watching a particular heart surgery and seeing the, I won't say strings, he described them as like tiny ropes. I don't think that was his phrase, but these globs that looked like strings of chicken fat coming out of the arteries. He realized something is wrong, because the only place a person can get that kind of fat in their system is through their diet. So that led him, as well as Dr. McDougall, to begin exploring and working with and trying a plant-based diet. And of course, he tried it first on himself and found that in a few weeks he was feeling much better. He had lost a bit of extra weight and was kind of off and running with it all. I personally think also that a plant-based diet just makes one a little less, not in the beginning, not in the first few days, but as you stay on it, makes one a little more peaceful, a little less inclined to be a very dominating, I didn't say weak, but more peaceful, a little less dominating, a little less quick to go off. Let me just get some more yarn up here. You just feel a little more balanced on it. Okay, here we go through this one. Wait a minute. There we are. And of course, most people who are on plant-based diets have huge health reasons for doing it, or good health reasons for doing it, but they also are doing it in regard to their feeling of responsibility and care for animals and for the planet. Because so much of our waste and pollution is coming through our agricultural industry based on animal protein consumption. All right, let me keep turning here. Let's make sure we don't go past, yes, we're right here. Okay, we don't have too far to go here. We are getting there. Now I have never done a crocheted rosette before, so this will be new for me. I'm not a flowery kind of person. I don't kind of like frills and dainty little flowers and all of that. I mean, I love them in real life and in the garden or wherever, but not not necessarily in my clothing or in my decor, for the house decor for that matter. Everybody's so different, but I like to kind of keep it as simple as possible. In fact, I was thinking the other day that, I don't know, my living room has somehow gotten a lot of stuff in it. It all goes together and it all works, but it's not, I like an almost minimalist living space, and I certainly don't have that right now. Of course, part of that came with my mother's move in here, and to make her comfortable, there's now more stuff around, and she is not a minimalist, so some of that's a compromise, but so making this rosette will be a new adventure. Let me just turn this some more. All right, we are getting there. All right, we've got one more here. And now as we come to the end of this, we're going to slip stitch into that first chain we made, okay? We've just got a couple more here. There's one here. One here. And then we'll slip stitch into this chain. I must have pulled that rather tightly. All right, we'll pull it through there and there, and that should be good. Let's see. I'll pull this through a little longer because that should be the end of it there. And as we pull that down, yes, we'll be okay there. And here's our final round. I've got a little loose ply there. I may just play with that. There it went back. Okay. Going all round and round. Yes, indeed. Okay. Okay, terrific. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this. That's a bit brave, isn't it? I always feel like when I'm cutting it means I can't unravel anything and redo it. So here we are. I'll cut that right there. Pull that out. And our hat is independent of its totally independent of its yarn ball. And now we have these to weave in. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll see how far we are, if we've got time to start the rosette, or at least we'll read about it. Okay, here are my large needles. Let's go with this one first. I may have to there we go. Okay, I was going to say I might have to do the old thread trick to feed this needle, but I got it through. All right. Done fine, done well. I'm going to go down a row and across. I'll go down one more row actually. No, I won't. I'm going to go across right here. Well, I'll go the same direction. Okay, now I want to go backwards. Now I've got a row to go across in the other direction, and that will firm it off, and we can cut again and be finished with this particular ending. Okay, that's that one. Now in here we've got other ones. We've got one spot here where we joined our yarn. This one's a little short, so let's do that one first. And as I said before, some people really do not like joining the yarn. Not joining the yarn, finishing off like this, but I always do, except I'm not so sure about this time on a somewhat short thread and without my yarn needle. Remember, I gave my needle threader, rather. I gave the needle threader to the upholstery repair person, and I haven't found another one. There, it went right through. Just had to get a hold of it correctly. All right, now, this is coming from that direction, so I'm going to want to go this way across with it. Okay. Now I'll go down one. Come on here. Nope, you gotta go out and back up, because that's the problem with a short joining. A short joining piece of yarn like this. But I'm sure you've all had that happen, and it's happening here. And remember, we're just being crochet buddies in doing this together. I'm doing it, you do it. Maybe you have better ways of doing some things than I do. There are many ways to do about the same thing. So it kind of depends upon how you learned it. Now let me get this through here. See, I'm back almost to the end of this. You can, oh, here, you can see this. I'm back almost, so I'm going to hold on to that, put this through. Nope, that's too deep. I can feel the needle on the other side. And I do not want to feel the needle. I want it to go through the stitches where it will be more firm and not show, not disrupt the pattern of the stitches. So here we are, going through nicely, all finished with that, and we'll cut that one off and do the other two. Okay, now here's the one right next to it, and I will wind that up tightly. Put it through with my thumbnail. This is why I feel every crocheter should certainly have long fingernails. It helps you get a hold of everything better. Alright, there we've got this needle through, and we've got plenty of... Now I'm going to go one more this way on this. To put it down, and then we'll go across this one this way. Okay. And there's plenty of yarn here to thread this in well. So I'll just go down one more. Down one more. And across a couple, and we'll tie this one off. Okay. Now the only one we have left is our very beginning one. And we'll just tie that off, and maybe we'll leave looking at these rosette directions for the next time we are together here, but I do want to get all this finished. And you know, even if you didn't want a rosette on it, now with this being finished, okay, I have one more ply to get through there. There we go. And this is right at the beginning. We're coming this way, so I'm going to go one or two. I want to go, wow, that's thick. Okay, I want to go one more this way. And then I'm going to go down a stitch or two. Good going there. And now I'm going to go over in the other direction so that this is really firm. Okay, that should be enough there. I will cut this. I don't have my regular scissors here. Okay, there's the scissors, put the yarn needle back, these particular packets of crochet hooks back. This goes in here. And, aha, we have a hat. We have a hat. We have a cloche hat. And even if you did not want to put your rosette on it, you can wear it plain. But here it is, all finished to this point. Now we will pull this up, and as this gets stretched, that becomes not as floppy looking as it is right now. And we're all set. And we will meet again and go through the directions for the rosette and then begin making it. So, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.